Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My fellow brothers and sisters and families in Islam, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Allahu Akbar walillahi alhamd. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Allahu Akbar walillahi alhamd. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Allahu Akbar walillahi alhamd. My fellow Muslims, mashallah, we have reached the night which precedes the day in Islam, and tonight is the 10th of the Hijjah, i.e. the day of Eid. The Eid celebrations have begun from the time of Maghrib. The moment the sun set, the day and the time of Eid has begun. Let it be known that Eid al-Adha is a 3-day festivity. Inshallah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 days we will celebrate as a community. Despite knowing, my fellow Muslims, that all that's happening around the world, some have been hit by these tragedies more closer than others. But our celebrations are not based on how we feel and how things are in our life. If the situations are conducive, we celebrate. If not, we don't. For understand, in Islam, our celebrations are not based upon any particular person or event. These celebrations, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, are based on your accomplishments. What you did in these 9 days, my fellow brothers and sisters, and in these 10 nights, show to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala your commitment and devotion to Him. And so, inshallah, from tomorrow will be days of celebrations. Granted, those celebrations will be different, just as Eid al-Fitr was different. But we are in an evolving world where the norm is now being rewritten once more. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to rejoice and celebrate with our families safely, in safe distance from other people, in the confinements in our home. For these are what we call our homes. May they be places of happiness. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. As tonight we see the darkness in the sky, around this time in Hajj, pilgrims start flocking to an area called Muzdalifah. This behind me is Muzdalifah. Actually, it's one of many sections of Muzdalifah. Buses are coming and going, making rounds, dropping pilgrims off from Arafah, only to go back and pick them up again. And as you can see, there is no privacy. There is no tents. There is nothing but a little piece of mat on the floor, or something that you bring with you, and on dirt we spend this night as pilgrims. If you recall in the Friday reflection, Arafah mimics the day of judgment, where all of humanity will be standing in front of Allah, and Muzdalifah signifies or symbolizes when you as an individual will stand in front of Allah. So as the Ummah stands in front of Allah on the day of Arafah, the time has come tonight for us to stand in front of Allah to account for our individual deeds. So as much as we want to celebrate tonight, and we should, make sure those celebrations are within the realm of Islam. They are free from obscenity, immorality, lewdness, shamelessness, and of course, sins. Make sure it's free from all those things, my fellow Muslims. And inshallah, do not break any command of Allah. Pray Isha tonight. Pray 2 rak'ah tahajjud, because we learn from the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever stays awake in these 2 nights, i.e. the 2 nights of Eid, their hearts will not die on the day when hearts will die. So subhanallah, as you look at the scene behind me, it is just a tremendous sight. It is the most humbling experience. And inshallah, as we prepare around the world to celebrate Eid, let it be known, for a pilgrim there is no Eid. Matter of fact, tomorrow morning as they get up, it's going to be the most busiest day of Hajj. Arafah was the most strenuous day of Hajj, including Muzdalifah tonight, and tomorrow is the most difficult and busiest day of Hajj. They need to get back to Mina, and there they'll have breakfast, and then they'll proceed to pelt the big shaitan, after which they will get to Mecca, and after their animal is slaughtered, they will cut their hair. They will exit the state of ihram, these clothing, and they'll come back into good attire, their good attire, and then from there they're going to make their way to the Haram Masjid, and they'll make tawaf of the house, and then they'll make sa'i between Safa and Marwa. All this happens within one day tomorrow. So as we sit here and celebrate, the Hujjaj are going to have a busy schedule tomorrow. There is no Eid prayer for them. There is no Eid prayer for a pilgrim. But what do we do, my fellow Muslims? How do I celebrate Eid tomorrow? Because I'm kind of confused. What do I do? Where do I go? Let's try to break it down and simplify it for one and all, inshallah. So first of all, as I stated, spend some time this evening in worship and some time in the night worshiping. If women are doing their mehndi and stuff, perfect. Go ahead. Make some dua also after you're done or before. Make 2 rakah before you go to sleep. Again, worship at night doesn't mean the entirety of the night. A little bit. Read Surah Mulk, inshallah. And guess what? Tomorrow is Friday. If we have time, brothers and sisters and fellow children, read Surah Kahf, inshallah. So you can get the big practice, the most important recitation on Friday, which is Surah Kahf. Get it done tonight so tomorrow you can rejoice with your family, inshallah. Number two, inshallah, give some charity, my fellow brothers and sisters. As you know, there are numerous opportunities out there. People are sending links left and right telling you donate for this, donate for that. I would always suggest donate close to home. And as you know, our Farmersville Muslim Cemetery project is ongoing. If you can donate to that, inshallah. May Allah reward you for your donations and contributions. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. In the morning, inshallah. If not in the morning, then tonight. Take a shower, inshallah. Brush your teeth. Apply some perfume. I know it's hard to do the next two, like applying perfume and wearing good clothing, because we're at home most of the time as it is. But do it for the day. Don't do it because the people. We have a culture that we're trying to break right now, and the situation is breaking it for us, and that is that we feel we need to dress up and look good for the people that we go to. No, you do it for yourself also. So you bought all those good clothes, mashallah. Whatever is your best garment, it doesn't have to be new. Take it out and wear it at home, inshallah, tomorrow. And then inshallah, if you are going for the Eid prayer, then you should go from one route, and if possible, come back from another route. If not, just go to the prayer and follow the guidelines that have been emailed, inshallah, and return back home after you're done. We will recite takbirat loudly. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd. Continue to recite the takbirat. Remember, we did it after Maghrib. We're going to do after Isha. We're going to do after Fajr tomorrow. If you missed your Fajr tomorrow morning, inshallah, no one will. But if you wake up and you realize you missed your Fajr, make sure you pray your Fajr before the Eid prayer, because the Eid prayer only happens after Fajr prayer is complete. That being said, inshallah, once you get to the masjid, the Imam will tell you how to do the salah. And inshallah, please follow the guidelines and cooperate with the volunteers who also have families who also are celebrating Eid. If we can help each other out, this will be a seamless Eid for everyone, and it will be a day of rejoicing for one and all. If you feel that I don't want to go to the masjid, I'm not comfortable going, then just for the sake of clarity, let me provide for those who want to do Eid prayer at home how that would look like. First of all, there should be 4 adult male in the house in order for the Eid prayer to happen, and that would be the Imam and 3 others. If that combination is not present in the home, then Eid prayer would not happen. And if you're thinking, okay, I have two and our neighbor has two, so let's get together. If you decide to do anything like that, and many people do make neighborhood arrangements and whatever else, make sure you abide by the social distance protocol, because there are stories of people who unfortunately got ill from small, intimate family gatherings. So be careful is all I'm trying to say, inshallah. Regardless if you stay at home, you go with your neighbor and do Eid, or you go to the masjid, wherever you go, be careful, inshallah. The Eid prayer is 2 units of prayer, which is wajib, with 6 additional takbirat. And the process would be that the Imam would say Allahu Akbar and raise his hands. And upon saying Allahu Akbar, he would tie his hands. I'm just going to put my hands up here so you can see them, and recite Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa tabarakasmuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruk. After which the Imam would raise his hand and say Allahu Akbar and drop it. Then he would say Allahu Akbar again, raise his hands and drop his hands. And third time he would say Allahu Akbar and then tie his hands. After which the prayer would begin just as we all pray on a daily basis. In the second rak'ah, the imam would get back up from the sajda, from the prostration, and they would start the prayer again, just like a regular prayer. But this time, before the imam uh, makes the ruku and bows down, before the imam bows down, he would say Allahu Akbar and drop his hands. Allahu Akbar again, second time, drop his hands. Allahu Akbar, third time, drop his hands. And then the fourth Allahu Akbar would go into ruku. Upon the completion of the prayer as normal, then the Imam can turn to the people and give two short khutbahs to remember Allah, to fear Allah, to be grateful to Allah, to thank Allah for the blessings and for the life He's given us, and inshallah meet one another with Eid Mubarak, elbow bump, fist bump, just wave from a distance. If there are people who are coming to visit you, do it from a distance. If you're within your home with your loved ones and your family, inshallah, give your children a kiss, give your spouse a hug, give your parents a hug. Why? Because this is the day of celebration. You see, celebration, my fellow Muslims, isn't with people. Celebration is with our families. We then take those celebrations and share with others. When someone has a a moment of happiness, we celebrate it and then we call others to partake in that celebration. Let us understand this, and inshallah, I'll be talking on this in a much more extended way in the coming future. But I hope you get my drift on this, and that is, be happy with one another. Celebrate the day tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday with one another, and inshallah, we will see our homes become lively places and happy places, inshallah. I'm hopeful that you all prayed for that, and I'm hopeful that we will continue to work towards that. So, one more time, this is one of many segments of Muzdalifah. It was taken from a higher ground. It is just mesmerizing how Muzdalifah is. This was from last year. Our Hujjaj have just woken up and they've prayed their Fajr an hour ago. And inshallah, we continue to ask Allah to accept their prayers, the 1,000 Hujjaj that are there, and may Allah allow us to have a share in their prayers. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So, in conclusion, on behalf of your Imam, on behalf of the Islamic Association of Collin County, on behalf of the Shura, the volunteers, the staff, the amazing scholars and teachers, we wish you and your families a blessed, happy Eid Mubarak. May Allah grant you a happy Eid, and may your happiness continue to increase. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Take care, everybody, and inshallah, we will see you possibly tomorrow night around this time, inshallah. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.